Welcome to the Strenuous Life Radio, a podcast where entrepreneurs, men and women learn the essentials and soft skills of the strenuous life. Hey everybody, JR here. I'm with my, he calls me his alter ego, Jimmy here. We're going to talk about the dangers of tyranny. Here in a little bit, this is generated more towards audiences in America, but I think it can go towards any country. And I think this is kind of a notable topic to really be discussing here. And tyranny is all around us. I gotta say, it's looking more and more dangerous in some ways every day. The way our culture has gotten more hyperreactive. Jimmy just talked about that on his episode, Empower Your Pattern. So you know, but we're going to go ahead and talk about this, complete this series called, it's a season called Season 2, Strenuous Redemption. We're going to complete this part of the series here with an interview with Jimmy here in a minute, and I hope you enjoy it. Hope you enjoy listening to what he has to say, and we'll compare and contrast and the like. Here he is. All of a sudden, here's Jimmy. Jimmy, what do you think is the dangers of tyranny nowadays? Well, I'll be honest with you. Since I took over my own political show, it hasn't been easy reporting the news because so much of the world news on both sides of the aisle, both ideologies, tend to center around some of the same themes that's been going on for the past 2 years. COVID and January 6th of last year. And as a person that I see myself as a motivational speaker and teacher and thought leader, it's like the same bad news. And so, to be honest with you, I think it's up to we the people to be informed about what's going on in our culture. That's why I don't watch that much TV news. Because I don't listen to very many political podcasts that much either. Because, well, quite frankly, it's all filtered around the same two central themes, which is COVID and January 6th, and I'm kind of like, we need a new wave, a new pattern, because, life has patterns, as you know, JR, and success has patterns, and so that's a key thing to look into. What can we do in our daily lives to stand up against tyranny? I mean, about my last episode about the knowledge of the scriptures, and I know you're going to be coming on later on in your show. We'll be on a live talking about this. Well, I honestly think that the way the political news and insight lately has become rather overrated. And people, it is my hope, and I'm seeing this with people around me, people are probably getting tired of hearing about it. Getting tired of seeing what to hear about it and be about it, and they want to do about it. They want to see what they can do to fix our problems. But the problem is, I think, is tyranny happens when good people do nothing. The only way for evil to triumph, I think it was Edmund Burke, he said this, the only way for evil to triumph is for good people to do nothing. And so that's one way to fight tyranny. And, of course, JR, how it is. No, these are not political shows. We use a thing we have, if there's an ideology discussed in most of Jimmy's shows, it's an even-headed wisdom ideology. Not so much this reactive back and forth on both sides of the aisle. We use the wisdom ideology from the scriptures. Now, I've talked with Jimmy about this a number of times. In the Book of Mormon, it talks about a society a civilization that became divided because some became reactive and wanted tyranny. And as a result, they came over to their enemy culture to try to see what they can do to take it over. And then Jimmy knows the story about Captain Moroni and what he's done. Captain Moroni, let me tell you something. He entered in at the right time and the right season to talk about how to fight tyranny. And he raised up what was known as the title of liberty. And it was that title of liberty that means a lot of good news for people in the world. A lot of wonderful blessings for people to understand and tap into. And so that's why it's important, I think, for us to work first on our personal development. Okay, we work on our own personal development. And then after that, we work on our personal liberties. And then we see what we can do about working on the liberty that is important in our society. But see, and JR, you can comment on this about how some people are looking behind liberty. Some people are looking at liberty as license. Alright? Liberty means I get to do whatever the heck I want. I'll do whatever the hell I want. No, I'm not going to buy that. I'm not going to buy that in a million years. Liberty and freedom is the ability to do whatever you ought. What God's called you to do, be, and have. And tyranny is something that fights that. I want. Everything is about I want. And so that becomes a problem. We can't even have civil discourse, I think, even in foreign policy, let alone in our own country. It's not like it used to be. I really think it's disintegrated. Jimmy, you said something in the episode last time about the dangers of tyranny back in, I think it was in August, about the historian David Barton and how he defined liberty when it comes to America. Well, he used the wisdom of the Founding Fathers. And the Founding Fathers say, because many people on the news on both sides of the aisle, they call what we have in this country a democracy. We are, according to the Founding Fathers, we are not a democracy. We are not to become a democracy. We are a republic. And it's important for us to begin to grasp that here and now. Because in political theory, you learn that they tried a pure democracy in ancient Greece and didn't work. Tyranny took its place. So if we think that we can try a pure democracy in America, that's what we're heading towards is tyranny. And I'm not saying this in a reactive tone. I'm not. But like JR and I think we need to work on our own personal development and our own personal liberty. And then go forward to defend the liberty in our society. Because that's important. We as individuals, we the people have a right to know and to be informed. But it's important for us to begin to understand that we all have a direction in life that God's called us to be. And it's important for us to be there and to know that to defend tyranny, we need to fight for liberty individually and collectively as a society. Because at that point, you know that we're all going somewhere. Jimmy, thank you so much for being on the show for me today. Now, I hope you enjoy listening to Strenuous Life Radio. If you like what you hear, please subscribe. Become a part of the Strenuous Life Radio family. This is J.R. Hendricks saying, don't you just sit there and take it. You build your dreams so you can take it. Do what others don't so you can be what others won't. And do what others won't so you can have what others can't. And like my daddy always said to me, make me proud. Think strong, live strong, and live the strenuous life. God bless you. Now y'all listen to me. Y'all fight for this country. Y'all take care now, you hear?